Emisión Cero, con Ricardo Fraguas.
It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
Hello everyone, this is Ricardo Fraguas and this is your program, EMISION CERO, dedicated to the information and promotion of sustainability, understood, as we always say, as an act of love, thinking about others, to take care, get good use and preserve the natural resources for the present generations without compromising that the people to come can do the same. We are very happy because we joined together again, and we are very happy because we have recovered hope. Today we're living a celebration because the good people of the United States has recovered a path that we all wanted, to feel again that we are one human family with a common destiny, taking care of our mother nature and of each other.
Imagine all the people sharing.
Imagine all the people sharing all the world. There is no other way to do it. And we welcome our good friend, attorney in Wisconsin, from Wisconsin, John Cabanis, to celebrate the return of hope and the return of reason. How are you, John?
Doing great, Ricardo. By about 5.5 million votes, we're doing great. We've reaffirmed our democracy. We've reaffirmed our first principles, and we're excited about the fact the United States will, on day one, January 20th, be getting back into the Paris Climate Accord and making climate a top priority.
We're so happy for you, and we are so happy for the whole human family for what just happened. We're going to talk about it in our program, and we also welcome our good friend and advisor of this program in terms of research, development, innovation, and much more. And welcome him to join us in this cry of hope, also and freedom, that we can live as one. Jesus Valle, live as one.
Yes, we have to live as one. Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, this is the poem, the Pray, the song of John Lennon in the voice of our good friend Chopin, and we encourage you all to sing with us. We can live as one.
Emisión Cero, el programa que impulsa el cambio positivo, con Ricardo Fraguas.
We stand at a critical moment in Earth's history. A time when we humans can and must choose our future. As the world becomes increasingly interdependent and fragile, the future at once holds great peril but also great promise. To move forward, we must recognize that in the midst of a magnificent diversity of cultures and life forms, yes, we are one human family and one Earth community with a common destiny. We have the privilege, and we must join together to bring forth a sustainable global society founded on the respect for nature, the universal human rights, economic justice, and a culture of peace. Towards this end, it is imperative that we, the peoples of Earth, declare our responsibility to one another, to the greater community of life, and to future generations. These are the wise words of the Earth Charter of the United Nations that we make ours and yours in your program, Emisión Cero.
Estás escuchando Emisión Cero, el programa que impulsa el cambio positivo, con Ricardo Fraguas.
Hello everyone, this is Ricardo Fraguas, your host in Emisión Cero, and we cannot hide our joy. We are so very happy that the good people of the United States, women and men, have been capable of bringing hope and bringing this joy to the rest of the human family, deciding that they want to recover the path of reason, to be all united, to preserve our mother nature with the agreements we made in Paris, speed up the independence from the massive burning of fossil fuels, gas. You call it in the United States gas. We call it also gasoline here in Europe, and petrol, and coal to transform the energy we need. And we discovered that this is killing our mother nature and is killing us, and we have an alternative, and we can go faster in the substitution of this way of the way we transform our energy, taking advantage of the solar radiation, the movement of air, the wind, and the movement of water. There is a fantastic, but also another talent, the talent of the respect for each other, that is personalized in Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Congratulations very, very, very much for you and for the rest of us. John Cabanis, our friend, attorney, that is joining us from Wisconsin, in a state that has been also an important piece during these presidential elections. Congratulations, John. How are you?
Thank you. Doing very well, Ricardo, and just so happy and joyed and thrilled to be able to celebrate a return to decency and civility and respect for the rule of law. And those three are all foundations for going forward on all the issues that are so important for the people of the world. And I'm glad that the selfishness of the Trump era will be behind us. And in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we have two people who just embody that love for all of mankind, not just certain Americans or not just Americans, but people all over the world. So it's a good day for the planet.
Decency, generosity, compassion are some of the words that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have been repeating during the campaign. And there might be surprises, but we all believe that they and their administration is going to really hold and grip these values. Decency. I mean, we can make many mistakes, but if you're decent, if you're a straight person, if you believe in the basic values in which we fundament the progress of our civilization, meant the human rights, to protect this possibility that we still haven't conquered, even in the United States, that everyone can live in peace, but also can have free access to educational knowledge and free access to healthcare. Obama stepped forward in this possibility that no one will die without being assisted at a hospital, no matter if you have insurance or not. Just for the matter of being a human being, like it happens here, for example, in Spain, and we're very proud of it. So we want to believe that this is going to happen with this new administration, and that's where we are so very happy. I know that Jesus Valle, our very good friend, doctor, naval engineer, and advisor of this program in terms of research, innovation, and much more, wants also to directly congratulate you, John, in the name of all the American people. But I'm going to hold these congratulations from Jesus, and I'm sure he will be happy of it, because we're going to put some music into these congratulations. It's a beautiful song we probably all remember. This is the version from 1968. Some of us were already alive and kicking.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love.
That's Cliff Richard, a moment also of joy for Europe several decades ago, but this is for you all, our sisters and brothers of the United States.
Who would believe that I could be happy and contented? I used to think that happiness hadn't been invented, but that was in the bad old days before I met you, when I let you walk into my heart.
Congratulations, Kamala and Joe, and all sisters and brothers of the United States. Who could think we could be so contented? Because you've been keeping us hanging for so many days, John. Jesus, the microphone is yours.
Well, I have to congratulate John and all the people from United States for not only for the result, because for me the most important thing is that even when there were some protests in the country, at the end all things were peacefully and were very, very well. But we are very happy also because we see in the selection the possibility to have you again in this family, supporting the Paris and Tokyo agreements, and be with us together to work in order to have a better world for everybody. So congratulations and welcome back.
Congratulations and celebrations.
I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be.
Estás escuchando Emisión Cero, el programa que impulsa el cambio positivo. con Ricardo Fraguas.
We are very, very happy for you, and very, very happy for us, John Cabanis. There are some doubts still that the transition to the new administration could be as peaceful and as smooth as we all wish. What are your thoughts about it?
I think we're really lucky that we have President-elect Biden because he knows how government works. He has people that work for him that have been in government, that have worked on these issues that are important for us before. So I think we couldn't be luckier in terms of the obstacles that Trump's putting in the way. Yesterday, President-elect Biden nominated Ron Klain to be his chief of staff. Ron Klain was President Obama's Ebola czar and coordinated worldwide the response to the Ebola outbreak in Africa. So obviously I'm distressed that a normal transition's not taking place. I think it puts us in peril over the next 2 months. Who knows what President Trump will try to do in these last 2 months. But I'm an optimist, and I don't think we could be better positioned to deal with these issues because President-elect Biden knows how government works. He's, a 50-year veteran, and that's where his age and wisdom comes in. So I think there'll be some bumps, and I think President Trump will throw some tantrums and do some crazy stuff. But I'm just proud of President-elect Biden and his steadiness and calmness and the leadership that he's showing. So I think January 20th, it'll all be good.
We are with you in these thoughts and will, and we want to recognize what happened. Nobody, of course, knew, and we wasn't sure, but it is a triumph of the reason in which many good people have been participating, including your family, John, trying to wake up people to go and vote and decide wisely. Many people, for example, helping others to register to vote. We call here in Spain estar empadronado. So the administration knows that we are alive and where we live, so we can vote. But many millions of people from the citizens of the United States were not registered, and particularly from the most vulnerable areas of the society, and women and men have been doing the impossible, registering or helping registering people and getting registered so that they can exercise the right to vote to millions of people. That's why we have never seen such a participation as we saw in these elections. It is like that, John.
Absolutely. It was wonderful to see people in Georgia turn out at rates they've never turned out before. And as we talk today, Georgia is for Biden. And I'm confident it will come in for Biden.
Yeah, you're referring to the work of Stacey Abrams and all the people that work with her, in Georgia.
Correct, and triumphed in spite of the affirmative voter suppression efforts undertaken by the Republican Party in Georgia and other states around the country. The Republican Party knows that they're in the minority, and they've been very aggressive in trying to make it more difficult for people to vote, which is just a dereliction on the sea of our democracy. And it was just heartwarming to see so many people turn out, the most ever, to vote in spite of obstacles in some states.
I think it's worth to share with everyone some words from Kamala Harris and and Joe Biden that we can perhaps comment. And unfortunately, not in many territories we're used to listen to people that have won elections, and in this case presidential elections, to address everyone in these terms of feeling of unification and respect, not only for the people that has voted for you, but for all of the people.
Congratulations and celebrations.
And for that, we congratulated you. So this is Kamala Harris just a few minutes after recognizing that they won the election.
So, Congressman John Lewis, before his passing, wrote, "Democracy is not a state, it is an act." And what he meant was that America's democracy is not guaranteed. It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. To guard it and never take it for granted. And protecting our democracy takes struggle, it takes sacrifice, but there is joy in it, and there is progress, because we, the people, have the power to build a better future.
Isn't that beautiful, John? We, the people, and it is like that. If we don't think that way, I want to believe that we're mistaken, because we, the people, if we live in a free country, have the power to build our future, and we can decide. We don't have to accept what is our heritage without reviewing it and to trying to make it better, John.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
It is in the letter of independence, and we haven't seen that. I think we commented on that in any other constitution. Jesus, are you with us?
Yes, Ricardo, I am with you.
In the letter of in the letter of the independence of the United States, it is there, and it is impressed in their character, and we recognize that the pursuit of happiness is it is a right also, and we saw it there, Jesus.
And it's you who has to search for your happiness and to fight for your happiness. So it's very important, this point of view, that we the people can do it. We don't have to wait for someone to give us what we need. It's we that where are we who should be working every day to guarantee our liberties and our way of life, and it is something that is important, and sometimes we forget about it, at least here in Europe.
I will share with you all, and I will share it particularly with you, John. I've been reviewing, and we have this information now available also. Even though what happened with Richard Nixon, apparently he helped us Spaniards to go forward in the transition to democracy, and you will see sending strong messages at that time to that figure that Jesus just referred, somebody that can do anything for you and tell you what is good and what is bad. And that was what we were used to in Spain when we didn't have democracy and we have just one chief of state that they call Francisco Franco. It was perhaps, and they say, stimulated by this possibility that communism could come to, or Marxism could come to Spain, but in any case, he did his best to help us in this smooth transition, something that apparently he didn't do in Chile, unfortunately, John. Do you know that?
See, yes, America has a mixed record in promoting our core values around the world, right? We've made a lot of mistakes in Central America, South America, with our Cuba policy. That's where President Carter, I think, was so important in this journey to a more perfect world, and to looking at and to elevating the importance of human rights, and to really projecting our values around the world rather than in our foreign relations, rather than just saying, okay, we've got these freedoms, we've got these rights here, but we're going to choose a dictator in Iran in 1954 over the democratically elected socialist. Or you go back to, even not to wade into Spanish politics, but during the time of the Republic before Franco, there were no Western countries supporting your efforts at that time to come into a democracy, right? It's just important for America to project its values, not wall our values off. And little by little, we get better. And with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, it's a big step. It's not solving all the problems. We're not going to solve all the problems. We're not going to get everything done we'd like to see done, but at least we're changing the direction of America and the world, and hopefully little changes now are going to make a big difference 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Being president of the United States is a lot like driving an aircraft carrier, right? But if you make a little change in direction, the longer the journey is, the greater difference it can make, that change in direction. So that's what we celebrate today. We have to be mindful that everything we want to be done in the world's not going to be, but thank goodness we're going in a new direction.
Very well.
Celebration time.
Celebration time. Very well brought, John. And with the classification of these papers from the Nixon era, we start to understand a little bit better also what is cooked in the Oval Office, in the presidency of the United States. Is nothing easy at all, and always with any kind of advisors telling you what to do when you are the president or the vice president of the United States. We want to believe that John Biden, apart from his decency and straightforward way of acting, he's very experienced in these matters, and he will be able to take the right decisions and learn also from some mistakes during the Obama administrations to try to do it even better. Let us listen to his first words after knowing that he is going to be president of the United States.
Folks, the people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory, a convincing victory, a victory for we the people. We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation. 74 million. What I must admit has surprised me. Tonight, we're seeing all over this nation, all cities and all parts of the country, indeed across the world, an outpouring of joy, of hope, renewed faith in tomorrow, bring a better day. And I'm humbled by the trust and confidence you've placed in me. I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify, who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States.
What a difference in talent, John, Jesus, and friends. I'm the best, I'm going to be the best. No, I'm going to unite everyone, and we're going to govern for everyone, John.
And to have a president who is simpatico with all the presidents we've had in my lifetime, except for President Trump, who understands it is his job to be the president of all of us, Republicans, independents, Democrats, poor, rich, black, the needy, rather than this narcissism of the last 4 years, which has just been appalling and a debasement of our basic human rights.
John, Kamala, and the team is basing this presidency in the power of love, and they ask for the vote of love. This is Gonzalo singing The Power of Love, and it's also for you, the good people of the United States.
The power of love is a curious thing. Make a one man weak, make another man sick. Change your heart to a little white dove. More than a feeling, that's the power of love. Tougher than diamonds, whips like cream. Stronger and harder than a bad girl's dream. Make her buy one girl and make her own one right. Power of love will keep you home at night. Don't take money, don't take fame. Don't need no credit cards to ride this train. It's strong and it's sudden and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life. That's the power of love.
And the new administration, fortunately for the whole human family, is going to be closer than ever to the United Nations. Joe Biden just said it. Feel united in the United States and united with the rest of the human family. We are concentrating in something very, very important task for this generation, and we know that we can manage to eradicate extreme poverty and become independent from the massive burning of fossil fuels that is killing life on Earth. And we have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris with us. The power of love.
But you know what to do when it gets hold of you, and with a little help from above, you feel the power.
Do you feel the power of love, John?
You feel the power.
I feel it.
Do you feel the power of love, Jesus?
Can you feel
Yes,
it?
yes, I'm feeling it.
We're so happy for you. We're so happy for everyone, and we wish you the best. We are going to review in a few seconds some information from the United Nations, which is all of us.
Estás escuchando Emisión Cero, el programa que impulsa el cambio positivo, con Ricardo Fraguas.
We always reminded in our program that the most important things and conquests of the human civilization just happened. 75 years ago, we came together to stop killing each other as we did during the last century with the First World War, the Second World War, and the horrible advancement of the massive destruction weapons, more that 100 million people killed during these wars, and the horrible also Holocaust of our sisters and brothers of the Jew family. It is a miracle, as it is a miracle also that we have change the course of your administration in the United States. But these things happen, and we want to believe this, and that is why we share it, because of the power of love, so simple and so important at the same time. Around the United Nations, we also agreed to protect and promote the human rights for everyone to exercise them. The right to live in peace, in harmony, the right to have access to knowledge and education, the right to have access to health care, to have a proper home, a decent job, and also to move and express freely. Even in the free countries and the free democracies, we are experiencing now that we are not moving. We cannot move freely, because we have to think about others, the most vulnerable ones, and the ones that their health is already under compromised. Because of this virus and this pandemic that we are fighting now. Before we comment on some of the news from the United Nations, I want to ask Jesus, how are you living in the pandemic, and what is happening this moment in Portugal, where you are in Lisbon? The things are going worse and worse, as in the rest of Europe and in the rest, unfortunately, in the rest of the world, and we will also comment on that with John. Jesus, what new measures are you now experiencing in Portugal to protect the most vulnerable ones and to get rid of this virus?
Well, Ricardo, as you said, the number of cases here in Portugal has increased a lot in the last weeks. So the government decided to have what they are calling civil confinement. Recogimiento civil. This is something that is appealing you and your morality to keep at home. They will not fine you if you are not at home. They will invite you to come back to your home, maybe oblige you to come back to your home, but they will not fine you or give you a fine, put you a fine because you are not in the confinement. The special thing is the hours where they are imposing this confinement. During normal weekdays, we have to stay at home from 11 in the night, so 23rd hours, until 5 o'clock in the morning. And it is quite surprising. This 5 o'clock is not a normal hour, but it was done in order to have the same confinement that we have in Spain. As you know, Portugal is one hour lower than
behind. Yeah.
Just behind 1 hour behind Spain. And the idea is to have the same timetable. So in Spain it's from 12 to 6, and here is from 11 to 5. But the amazing thing is what we will have from this weekend and for the last 3 weeks. That is that in weekends we have to stay at home since 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so the 13 hours, until 5 o'clock in the morning. This means that you have to keep almost all Saturday and all Sunday at home. You have only from 5 o'clock in the morning until 1 in the afternoon to go for shopping and so on, and maybe not as much because you know that people in the shops and customers have to be at home at 1, so maybe they will leave the shops at 12. So many shops here have decided to open at 6 o'clock in the morning during these weekend days in order to increase the possibility of the customers to be in the shops that what they call here lojas. And let's check if it is a good measure or not, or what will be happening in the next weeks, if we can reduce using this measure the number of casualties here in Portugal. But people is not very happy with the measure for the weekend. You know that all the people in restaurants and shops are not happy because normally people is going to spend the weekend, and we have not this possibility now. But it will be welcome if it is okay to reduce the number of cases. So let's check.
Thank you very much, Dr. Naval Engineer Jesus Valle from Lisbon, Portugal. And it is happening almost the same in every country in Europe, in France, United Kingdom, Spain, and the rest of the European community. In all the countries, there are more and more people infected, and in some countries, like in Portugal, in the United Kingdom, France, Spain, we are closing down again our activities and limiting our movement. We know how to fight this virus. We have to take care and use the masks and take care of the distance, social distance to each other, which is not easy in many cases, and particularly in social relationship, as Jesus just mentioned, when going to bars and restaurants. But this is the moment to take care of that and use our reason and voluntarily, as also Jesus mentioned, that is proposing the government of Portugal to the Portuguese citizens and residents to rely on the respect of each other. I have to say this, John, and I'd like you also to let us know how is the situation in the United States, and particularly also in Wisconsin, relating to the pandemic. But what just happened with your elections give us hope, because we can think in each other, and respect each other, and in this case, with this virus, think about others. You know, the only thing we have to do is clean our hands constantly, and if we have any symptoms, take the test and stay at home, not to propagate the virus and do harm in others, particularly those that are already ill. And I'll put some numbers before giving you the microphone again. We normally don't think about this, and with all the suffering that the pandemic is bringing, at least we're thinking more about each other in many senses, and also recognizing how many people die every day, because we didn't know these numbers and we didn't have them in the media all the time. I will tell you now, this is real-time data, that 51 million people died this year. It is a universe for each one of them and for each one of their families and the beloved ones. 51 million people, and that we know because of the data we have from the different governments. 1 million, almost 300 people died because of COVID. So it's just a tiny part of it. Because of this tiny part, the good thing, there is something good that we think about all of them and all the suffering that it's happening every day. 51 million people since the beginning of the year, 1,300,000 died, I recognize, because of COVID. This is something that also make us very vulnerable, is that the data we, the media, used many times can be used in one way, in another way, and we don't know really how many people is infected and how many people died because of this and only because of this. So the best thing to do is thinking about others and do what is in our hands, which is wash them. No, John, how is the pandemic going there? And you're also suffering increase in contagious and also death people because of this reason, no?
The rates are very high here. Our hospitals are full, ICUs are full. It's bad and it's getting worse. The good news is that President-elect Biden has appointed just a first-rate COVID advisory committee that'll come up with guidelines that'll go into effect and when he becomes president January 20th. And then the United States going forward will have a unified approach to the virus across the country. The bad news is we're going to have 60 more days, 70 more days of the Trump approach, which was, I'm throwing up my hands, we're just going to let people die. So the next 2 months are going to be very, very bad. Specifically in Wisconsin, our Wisconsin Supreme Court has thrown out all the restrictions our governor has tried to impose. So we have absolutely zero restrictions. Now, the good news is because the virus is out of control, to my observation, more and more people are wearing masks and doing the social distancing. But the problem is with schools being open and the kids are spreading it. And my daughter Sarah has been going to school virtually, which she had that option. But the kids that are in school, it's just a petri dish. And the schools are having to shut down, open up, and as long as they keep opening up, it's going to keep spreading because these young people, they just get together, right? Despite they don't feel vulnerable. They don't have that sense of community you're talking about, that we have to do it for each other. And they're really the cause of this second, third outbreak. And we have a holiday coming up, Thanksgiving. All the college kids are going to be coming home and bringing that virus. So it's going to be bad here the next 2 months.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination.
This is also for all those kids that you're mentioning, John, because we can make a better world. And we need, obviously, the new generations to do it.
What you'll see will defy explanation.
If you want to see paradise, just make it.
If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it, want to change the world, there's nothing to it.
Remember, John, Jesus, when you were 15? John there in United States, fighting for everything, no? And being a rebel, change. Yeah, come on. We encourage the young generations not to join and help us to make the positive change. John, Jesus.
we have to fight for it.
If you want to view
paradise, for the fight.
This is a paradise, the world we inherited. It is our privilege to keep it for everyone and to make it better. And if we put in this recipe love, everything will be fine.
There's no life that I know to compare with pure imagination. Living here, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
Estás escuchando Emisión Cero, el programa que impulsa el cambio positivo, con Ricardo Fraguas.
And we want to believe that we truly want to make a better world for everyone. And the good news is that it is in our hands. Decades ago, we thought it was impossible and perhaps we couldn't do it, but we know we have the technology, we have the knowledge, and now we have the will, and now we have the United States, the family of the United States on board. John?
Yeah, we're glad to be back on the ship, and as you said, we have to look at the good things that are coming out of this pandemic, and one is hopefully we're all caring for each other more with that love. Certainly when it comes to the climate, good things have been happening. People are driving less, the air is getting cleaner. In the United States, we're using less electrical power, so coal power plants are actually closing down. That's a good thing. So with President Biden coming in, sunny days are ahead. Literally.
Sunny days are ahead. You said you are on board the ship, and the United Nations, we, because the United Nations is all of us, recognize the people of the sea, seafarers, heroes of the pandemic. A shipping plays a vital role always, but also during this crisis. The global shipping industry has played a vital role in the global response of the COVID-19 pandemic, and demand for its services has limited the annual decline in maritime trade volumes to around 4.1% in 2020. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development has said that we should have the recognition to all the women and men that work on the sea, and this goes obviously also especially for our good friend and advisor of this program in terms of research, development, innovation and much more, Dr. Naval Engineer Jesus Valle, dedicating his life to making the sea transport cleaner and safer for everyone. Congratulations, John, and thank you very much for all you, the good people of the sea, is doing for the rest of the human family, Jesus.
Yes, we are very grateful for this consideration, because you have to take into account that the sector didn't stop during the pandemic. Here in Europe, the 90% of the goods that from the external market are moved in ships, and the 40% of the internal market is also moved by ships. So shipping sector is very important. If we stop, people will not have goods in the supermarket. And there was many seafarers were working a lot during the pandemic, and many of them were working without a hope to stop, because there were not crews to substitute them in the ships. So they were working more. Many of them have been on chart and watching in the ships for 4, 5, 6 months without a stop. And it's very good for us to have this recognition, because nobody's asking you for for money or for other things, because you know that people is expecting you to be there, but the recognition is always welcome. And we are the same as President Biden. We are working for all the humanity, for all people, not red states, not blue states, for everybody. So, thank you very much for this recognition.
Thanks to you, the good people of the sea, and congratulations, sisters and brothers of the United States. We're so happy for you and so happy for all of us. Congratulations, John.
Thank you, Ricardo, for all you do.
And now we will tell you goodbye, as we normally do in Emisión Cero. Concentrating is what is really important once again, and wishing everyone love, because all we need is love. John, all the best. We talk very soon.
You too, Ricardo. Jesús.
Jesús, muchas gracias. Un abrazo muy fuerte.
Muchísimas gracias. Un abrazo para todos.
Ese abrazo en español también, John. Un abrazo muy fuerte, amigo.
Sí, adiós. Nos vemos pronto, espero.
Claro que sí. En el próximo te invitamos a uno de los programas en español para nuestra audiencia hispanoparlante. We will invite you, John, in one of our programs in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking audience. All right? It's a deal.
Perfecto. Estoy de acuerdo.
Y a todos vosotros, muchísimas gracias por habernos acompañado. To all of you, thank you very much for joining us today. We wish you a happy and sustainable life. All you need is love.
Come on, come on. Let's go.
There's nothing you can know that can't be known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 Love is all you need.
Emisión Cero, con Ricardo Fraguas.